Okay, today I'm going to address one of the key topic that always my students or my people who ask me, like how to manage the time. So whatever I follow and whatever I am doing to manage my two kids and my business affluent choices. So I'm going to put together everything how I'm managing my full-time IT job, my content making, and also I'm managing my brand affluent choices through which we sell saris and textiles, the quality one which matches the image management concept. And of course, I have two kids and a pet, and do have a garden at my home. So how do I cope up with everything? Let me put together in a very simple step-by-step procedure. uh, Instead of just thinking it in your brain, please do write it in a diary, because when you write, it gives you the clarity. It gives you the clarity to narrow down really what is important to you. And trust me, after going through almost like a 15 years of depression, my writing habit helped me to come out of my depression to I and then at one point in life I started realizing what is core things in my life, what is important in my life. So I have to pick up that. So the first point related to time management that I always tell my people is to have a clarity, to have the clarity what is the core things or core people, core tasks that is in your life. You have to identify that core items, things, tasks, people, core people in your life. For that, you need a clarity. So, step number one, you have to really write lot of things. See here, this is just a sample, like whatever I wanted to talk, like no, I will write it in a paper. So I have lot of papers, and some of the papers I just put it in the drawer and I refer, like my manifestation script and all. I do read it daily, but I have a bunch of paper. See here, the unruled non-written papers, white sheets, which I used to write. I have one book here, a simple notebook to write my everyday script. Similarly, I do have two more diaries to write my personal things and my business thing. So why I'm insisting to write is, when you write, you get the clarity. Otherwise, you will be all over without clarity. So don't just sit in a place and think what to do or what is your core task, people, core people. Don't, instead of just sitting and thinking, please write it in your diary. So core things for me, the core things is to take care of my two kids and my home, the home where I stay, my husband, my pet, basically the home management. And this is the only thing that I can think of. Of course, to provide, I really want to provide for my family. I don't want to sit idle, and that's my identity. So I do have a full-time IT job. Yes, I concentrate on my IT job. That is a core important thing in my life too. And apart from that, my business, my customers, my core task is content making, connecting to my customers and dispatching the orders on time. The people who help me in my business for packing, printouts, the dispatch of the couriers, this is important for me. And of course, like my cooking for the family. I really invest my morning time to do the cooking. um, that is important task in my life. And my core people I really narrow down, because as I said, after going through a depression for 10 to 15 years in my life, I really cannot put too many things in my brain. So the only core people that it is important for me or I'm concentrating is my own family, my husband, my two kids, and after them the my parents, and I have one younger sister. So these are the people I really allow them to have access to me, or like I allow them to get my attention, love, care, or pretty much worry about. Last but not least, my customers, yes, and my employees. Of course, the next step down priority, it's on them, because I really, really want to nurture my clients, my customers, and also my employees, who are interacting to me in a day-to-day basis. So I, beyond this, whatever the other tasks or other people, what's happening in the world, um, especially in terms of relationships, to the relatives and the neighbors, you really have to choose your people, find your people, whom you are going to or willing to give access. And these core people should be the one who always gives you the energy, not take or not drains you, or like they should always contribute to you to have the high energy. So like I narrow down, like you take a piece of paper, otherwise it's really, really tough to get the clarity. You narrow down what are the tasks which is important for you, in case if you are going for work, or taking care of parents, taking care of kids, taking care of spouse. What are the important tasks that you have in family or in your personal life, both personal and professional life? Write it down. And then the to do task, it could be, if you are around my age, it could be 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I usually cook for my kids from 6:30 to 8 a.m. in the morning. I'll be in the kitchen taking care of breakfast, and then the lunch. I pack lunch for them, and then my content making session, which is from 11 a.m. To 12 a.m. So usually 11 to 1 p.m. I That's the time I make my content, or I schedule it in the weekends. Sunday I best use of it to make the content creation, because I work in European time zone, where officially, like I start my work from 1 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. Mostly I manage it work from home, but of course, whatever as per the company norms, I do go to my office also. And, and you really have to delegate things which you need not to do it on your own. Like for example, I take help for packing and courier, or like for the editing, to have a maid at home for the dishwashing, sweeping and cleaning. For those kind of tasks, I do have a helper at home. So really you have to delegate whatever, like you can delegate the important task you take in, and whatever the things that you can delegate, please find someone to delegate that task. It could be your employee, or taking help from a maid, or taking help from a relative. I With my co-people, I always like rely on them to get my help in whatever task that I want. So similarly, you find out. I don't know about your life. What is the schedule that you have? You figure it out. What are the important tasks? Like I did through my writing, like in a diary. So you also take a notebook or a diary or just a piece of paper, write down your important to do task, and then your core people write down whom you want to allow access in your life, and to your brain basically, who can have the access of you to your emotions, and write down everything so that you get a clarity what to prioritize. So the except the core items and the core people, other than this, I really don't have the capacity to take them in my brain, and I limit to something called very very important, like being in a society we can't be just be alone. We do have extended family members, relatives, neighbors, colleagues, so if you need not to take all the invitations in your head, you just prioritize what is important function. Important in the sense, like, if someone is really sick, and they are calling out for help, or they are admitted in the hospital, you have to visit them, of course, that is important. And something like, very high value events like marriages, or it could be anything, like, any events that you really wanted to attend, from your neighbor, from your relatives, you can give your time and energy on that. But except that, those transactional events or functions, you need not to pick up on you, because, like, just a friends gathering, just a Friday gathering, just a cafe time, if you really prioritize any friendship or relationship that you really want to go and give your time, please carry out. But otherwise, you can politely say no to them. Politely say no to them, like, no, make note of this particular line. Thank you for your invite and thinking about me. Thank you for being thoughtful, but I am not able to make it because I have some important tasks to do, or I have something else in my schedule. You can just tell them in a polite way, and remember, you need not to give what exact things that you are going to replace that particular event with. You need not to give explanation to them or seek validation from them, but just tell them, like, politely, that you are busy, or you don't have you can just say your calendar is full on that particular day and time slot. So basically, identifying your core tasks, core people, and concentrating only on them, it's actually an act of self-care. And you really no need to show up everywhere to all the invitation. And very important thing is time boxing your task. Like, for me, I get up around 5:30 in the morning, and of course my morning refreshment, uh, 30 minutes, and I take a cup of tea before I start cooking, and exactly 6:30 I start cooking. 6:30 to 8 a.m. I cook pack lunch for my kids, and then a little bit of 1.5 hours, like 8 to 9:30, like, my maid will come. I will be coordinating and giving her the instruction. I'll be calling my employees and give them the instruction what to do for that day. And 9:30 to 10 I get ready, and 10 to 12, basically I write the script, I do my content making, and then fatafat I move to my IT job. And in between, here and there, if there are anything to be said or coordinated, I manage it remotely via using my mobile phone. So you really have to time box your calendar, just in case if you miss one task, find out the alternative and move on to the next time slot. Don't drag it. This is one of the time boxing is one of the thing which you could really invest it on, because it saves you time and it gives you the priority, and it helps you not to miss important tasks of the day. So, as I said, it's all start with choosing your own piece, choosing your own mandate task, and choosing your own people, finding your people, the core people of your life, and concentrating on them. Of course, we are socially responsible for the neighbors, colleagues, or any extended family members if we may have. But you still can prioritize what event you can pick up and show up, or what event you can just leave it as a transactional thing. You can consider it as a transactional things and leave it. So I hope you get the clarity when I shared this with you all. I hope it helps you, and I wish you all the best. So do check my other videos in the playlist, and of course, if you need any one-on-one consultation, please WhatsApp me in this given mobile number. And I see you in my next video.